Welcome to another edition of the Late Night Feed with Ange and Rob, in, out, and about, right here on Giant TV, in studio with Cheryl Keddy, the director of Village of Hope. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is great.
Now, you're part of the Fall into Harvest Festival. We'll get more on that, but I want to find out what Village of Hope is all about and your mandate.
Wonderful. Well, you know what? We kind of evolved. We have, our mission is about bringing families together. So Village of Hope, we're a registered charity. We're located in Jordan. We recently moved 1 year ago from 1,000 square foot building to 10,000 square foot. Wow. So our programs have definitely expanded. We're very fortunate to be in a great community where everybody supports us. We're basically a registered food bank, but I hate to use that term because we're so much more. I always say we're positive, proactive, and preventative. We are all about our programs. It's one thing to give out food, but we want to impact them. I always say we can make a difference, but if we work together, we can make an impact. And I love it when a family comes to me and says, Cheryl, thank you so much. Through your budgeting program, your cooking classes, and all your fresh food, we don't need your services anymore, but we want to give back. And I tell you, that's the most rewarding thing. And there's been a lot of times there's tears and hugs because that's what it's about. It's not about our growing numbers. It's about, how can we help people to take the next step on their own?
Yeah. And what are those things you do specifically to help people?
Well, when someone comes in to register, I think our biggest program that I'm proud of over 10 years is when you register with us, you come in. First of all, we turn nobody away. On your first visit, you come in, you need food. Everybody's story is different, right? It's not everybody's on social assistance. Many of our people are working 2 jobs, trying to get by. They're classed as, the working poor. Many people, maybe it's through a separation, maybe it's an illness, maybe it's a car breaking down and that payment has caused them to lose a couple weeks of work before they get that back. So our first big thing is we get them in, we find out what their story is. It's about listening. So I personally sit down with all of them and then I go to their house and we sit around their kitchen table and we do budgeting. How can we help them with budgeting? And many times, and I worked in this field for 30 years, and for 15 of those, I was at an agency where we had to ask for T4s and everything. And I said, that's awful. I don't want to do that anymore. As a single mom raising 3 kids, I don't want to show you my bank account 20 years ago, and I don't want to see yours. So I hand them a highlighter, and I said, let's just highlight how many times, you've gone to the movies, or you've done this, or you have movie channels, and we figure out where can we kind of cut on their monthly bills. And many times they don't even see it. They have, I don't want to mention names, but they might go through a fast food restaurant, and I know when my kids are smaller, you go through, it's a coffee, it's a muffin, it's a donut, and you don't realize that $1 coffee is adding up to, $7, and you do that twice a week. So on the average, it comes down to $230 for miscellaneous, just say hypotheticals. So at the end of that, in 3 months, if you can cut that in half, cut that back in half, then Foodland gives out a $75 Foodland gift card.
Wow,
so
what a great incentive.
It's a great incentive. And many of our clients are like, Cheryl, I think I'm ready to sit down with you now, because they need that. And a lot of times they use that towards buying more protein, more meats, and everything else. So it's worked out really good. So within 6 months, all our families have gone through a budgeting process and that. And then they continue that because they're excited. If you can cut off $100 a month, whether it's, from movie channels or going out or that. And I'm not saying, I'm not here to judge saying you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Because I know everybody's got to live and kids have to, be kids. But I'm just saying there's certain times that you got to cut back, so.
Well, the helping hand is one thing, but the education is the important piece there, right? To move forward with your own ideas of how to kind of budget yourself and help yourself out.
Absolutely. And that's what we're about. We're about the educational programs. And that's why, we're happy to say we have 100 volunteers that kind of all help out with our programs from everything. Even the cooking classes today is run by the volunteers at Village of Hope and that. I mean, I kind of step in and help, and I ask them to make one for me to take home to my kids. So it's all about, we're a great big family just trying to make a difference, right, in the community.
I'm excited that we're going to be stumbling upon this pumpkin pie cooking class that you're offering this month.
We're making it from scratch?
Today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's apparently 3 days. They get to make 2 pies in their approved kitchen, and they figure out what the ingredients are for each client. And
That's
how many
wonderful.
clients are there?
There's 10 each day.
10.
So today you'll be walking in on 10 clients that are there, and they each get to take home even a thing of whipped cream to take home. And it's fun. It's also a social thing for our clients to come together. Today it's all women, but many times there's men that partake in it too. So they get all the ingredients, they measure it out, we put it in the oven, and They enjoy a coffee and that while it's baking, and it's a great social time, and we get to know our clients even more. And then they get to take home, and they're so proud of what they make, right?
I can see why you're proud. I mean, you have your own garden out back, and you were telling me earlier that you're ready to dig up the potatoes.
Yeah, so Thursday we distribute our Thanksgiving hampers. So I love this time of year, you know. It's a time to look back and reflect of how blessed we are, right? We're all very fortunate. And sometimes those struggling in our community need our help. And it's not about needing our help, they just need our support. So we have Thanksgiving hampers going out, and it's everything to make a traditional turkey dinner. And again, you say what our mission is. Thanksgiving, it's different. My mission at Thanksgiving is bringing families back to the table. I notice a trend with our families. Maybe it's busy. Maybe it's a divided family. You know, maybe there's a recent split or that. But bringing the families back to the table is so important. So we provide them everything from a turkey or a ham of their choice, potatoes, carrots, green beans, everything to make
pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Everything to take. And we have 1 acre community garden in our field at Jordan School where we're located. And tomorrow, our partner, Joe McCarthy, who works for Village of Hope, is digging up, you know, bushels of potatoes to give out. So we have bushels of potatoes, green beans, and tomatoes all from our garden, which we're very proud of.
Getting hungry just talking about it.
I know, and we know we're going to want to visit them again at some other point. But today we get to stumble in on the pumpkin pie cooking class. I can't wait to see that. The other exciting thing is that we're going to be at a festival together.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. You're going to be at the gate.
Yes.
And you're going to be collecting donations.
Yep.
And these funds are going to be directly going to the emergency fund you were mentioning. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So, well, on October 18th, of course, we're doing the Fall Festival with Club Roma in support of Village of Hope. So, yes, I'll be at the front accepting donations and excited to hear, you know, great music with Ryan Langdon and Chelsea and that singing. So it's a great combination. There's great food with food trucks out front. You got great music inside and a wonderful venue of Club Roma. So we're thankful to Club Roma. We're thankful for Giant FM for sponsoring this event also. And all the funds are going to go towards our emergency utility this time of year. You know, many people think, oh, you know, coming into winter months, they can't disconnect. Well, unfortunately, that's what has disappeared over the years, that, you know, if you don't pay your hydro, you will be disconnected in November, December. And every time we find families that are struggling without hydro in our community, many people don't realize that in West Niagara, someone's living without hydro, and they tell their kids, yeah, the fuse panel's gone, or they make up excuses. So we work with these families. Not only do we pay a portion of their bill, but we advocate to save them money. So we can advocate and we save them the reconnection fee. We get the utility company to drop the disconnection fee and try to get them on a monthly basis to get them caught up. So it's not just us giving out money, but again, it's that education. Okay, how can we balance this every month to have your bill so it doesn't happen again? Last year at Christmas in the month of December, I had 24 families that got disconnected from hydro. And I tell you, right up to December 23rd, Village of Hope was writing a check and working with the families and the utility companies to get them reconnected. And that.
Yeah, not just the service you provide. You're a partner to not only the individual but the community as well.
We try to work alongside, right? Mm-hmm. We're there. I was saying that, 10 years ago, I got rid of my desk because it's not about somebody sitting on that side of my desk for help. You know what? I want to work alongside them and my volunteers, right? Everybody that comes in everybody different, has a different story. Your story is different than mine and yours is different than mine. So you know what? Let's work together on how we can impact you and change your life. And it's not about judging you. It's not about criticizing you of how you got to this point. How can we move forward from this day on?
I love that you allow the community to directly drop off stuff 6 days a week. Tell us about your drop-off center and the types of things that you accept.
Yeah, well, we're very fortunate with 10,000 square feet that we have a thrift store. So many of the donations come in, our food and everything too, but we also have the thrift store where we accept furniture, clothing, anything to do with household and everything else. And we offer free pickups. We're one of the few agencies that we have a couple gentlemen with a Village of Hope truck, and they go around and they pick up furniture. So
that's really handy because not everyone has a truck to lug a couch or a dresser. Yeah.
So our clients, we have a wish list of clients. Like right now, I think we have beds on there. We have couches and that. Many of our kids, we went and delivered a couch a month ago, and I said, without a couch, it's not a home, because where do you sit and watch TV? And again, it's bringing families together, watching that movie together, and we encourage that. So, if you have a couch and it's in fairly decent condition, give us a call because we will come out and pick it up.
Well, we do.
We actually do. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
This is fantastic. I love chatting with you, and you find out more about what you do, and it's just such a big impact. hearing the story, even though I'm not taking on those services, you're impacting me to want to make a difference.
Absolutely. I always say, you know, so many times, and I sometimes think I'm being repetitive, but I always say it takes a village. And I love that motto because it doesn't matter how old or young you are, but emotionally and physically, we're there and we need to help each other. So like I say, I can make a difference, but if you work with me and everybody works alongside us, we can make an impact. And that's what we're here for, right? We want to impact you, that your life is going to be better tomorrow than it was today. And that's what it's about.
Well, thank you so much for the work you do, Village of Hope. Cheryl, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you
Looking
so
forward
much.
to the Fall into Harvest event, October 18th.
Absolutely. Come and wear your dancing shoes. There'll be a lot of dancing, great food, great music, and a great venue, and even a little bit of wine being drank, I'm sure.
Welcome to the Late Night Feed. Ange and Rob ain't out and about. We are just in studio with Cheryl Keddy from the Village of Hope. She's the director. Now we're going to visit the Village of Hope here today. There also is a pumpkin pie cooking class going on. We're going to crash the class and go home with some pumpkin pie and whipped cream, of course. But come on in. We'll see what they do here at Village of Hope.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that again? Oh my goodness.
Smells like Thanksgiving in here.
I know, it sure does.
You said it would and it does.
I know, nothing like a fresh pumpkin pie, right?
So you are proud of this facility here?
I love this. I love the big kitchen here. We don't have a dishwasher here, and we had people wanted to buy us a dishwasher, and I said no. I think the important thing is when we cook, we do the dishes too, right? It's all about
The process, from beginning to end.
show you our food room in there.
Yeah, show us around. We need to take a little tour here. My goodness, look at all the stuff. Now, this is the bigger facility.
Oh man.
Yeah, so this is the store here. So normally we get stuff from all over, from furniture to clothing to everything here. And when clients come in, it's nice. This is our food room, so it's right here. So when they get their food, they go out the side door. Again, it's all about respecting their dignity and everything. You know, privacy. Nobody wants to come here, so we want to make it as easy as possible, right? So this is Anna and Tammy, who are amazing. They're getting ready for Thanksgiving hampers. Come on in.
Hi, ladies.
And they're sorting through. They go through expiry dates. This is only the beginning of the hamper process. Tomorrow they work their magic with turkeys and green beans and everything else. So our shelves are nice and full now after Thanksgiving, of course. It'll be cleaned again.
Yeah, right. And have to build up again. Now you're constantly looking for replenishments, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of things, even like you can see our personal care item here.
Yeah.
We always forget it's about food. But you know, personal care products, hygiene for shampoo and
Most
conditioner.
of those items we all need, and we all take for granted that we have them every day,
Absolutely.
but not everybody does.
Laundry, soap, all that. It's one of those costs that you know, it's expensive to put out. So we try to really focus on the personal care items as much, and I'm at fault too. I always forget, but that's really important to ask for. Our big thing is I really want to get a bigger cooler. So some of the funds coming in at Christmas, hopefully we can replace these two with one big cooler, because we'd like to eventually get into milk and eggs and butter, but we don't have the facility right now, and unfortunately it costs a lot of money. Right?
Now all this stuff is all well and good and wonderful, but where's the whipped cream?
Oh, it's in the kitchen.
Let's go find the whipped cream.
Oh, it's in the kitchen.
So what is this room here, Cheryl?
This is the birthday room. This is we're so proud of this. This is put together by the community. Kids can come in the week of their birthday and they're allowed to choose a gift, or sometimes the parents come in and they're allowed to choose 3 gifts to give to their child.
That's
so
wonderful.
sometimes their birthdays are coming up and the parents just can't afford the birthdays or that. We have everything from birthday bags to everything here. So they get the gift, we even wrap it for them here, or the parents do it so they feel like they're involved. We have it sometimes a parent will come in and bring their child and they're going to a birthday party. But instead of saying no, they can't go because they can't afford the toy, again, we run on the honor system. We let that child come in and pick out a toy to take to the birthday party.
That's
Who's
fantastic.
taking care of the community? Village of Hope. Absolutely.
Together. It
Hey,
takes a
Rob,
lot.
let's pretend you're going shopping. What 3 items would you choose?
For me?
Yeah, like what would you choose? Let's see.
Well, I think first of all we have to have a hula hoop. I think that's one of those things you have to have.
Oh yeah, let's see this.
Oh, he's good.
Not too shiny.
That's
yeah.
not bad at all.
No, he's bad.
Absolutely. I'm horrible. We'll have the hula hoop. We'd probably get a stuffed animal. Would be nice to cuddle with at home. You know, just to be nice and cozy with.
This is the boys section over here.
Oh, this is the boys section. I'm shopping in the girls section. That's okay. Hey, it's all
Yeah,
inclusive,
that's
right? That's right.
Absolutely.
I probably have to go. What is this? A guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll probably take the guitar.
Oh,
But my goodness, what you have in here is wonderful. All the stuff is donated.
Absolutely, 100% donated. We try to have things from 6 months up to 16-year-olds. So sometimes here it's more for even teenagers or personal care items
Good.
and that parents can't afford. Some
Yeah.
extras, some bath bombs, just some things, even blankets or that. And as this room, as we get closer to Christmas, it kind of gets transformed into the Christmas room because we provide some of these gifts along with our Christmas hampers, so kids get a toy for Christmas.
Wonderful. So people want to donate and drop off stuff, they can do that any time of
Absolutely.
year.
Yep. Right now we're also doing our big coat drive. So we do coats, hats, mitts. So our coats are starting to pile up there. So far we have 150 coats. Last year we gave out 300 winter coats just to our families here.
Wow.
From kids to adults to men. Sometimes women and men, they take the sacrifice, they make sure their child has a winter coat and they come in and they got the cardigan on and they're freezing. We try to give them a coat too because everybody deserves to be warm at Christmas, right?
Well, you need to donate to the Village of Hope. You need to come to the Fall into Harvest Festival. Give your money, whatever it takes. Everything's useful,
Absolutely.
right?
It all comes back to here, and you know what? We do our best. You see the volunteers, everybody's doing their part, and together, it's a great community, and we can make a difference. So I hope to see everybody at the Fall Festival, listening to great music, great food, and great company.
Still haven't found the whipped cream yet, though.
Ange here with the late night feed. We're here at the Village of Hope, and this is Joe. He's tending to the gardens, and I understand that this week they are actually digging up some potatoes. When did you start planting?
It was a late spring, just because of all the water, and we didn't get this, so we couldn't get the sod turned over until late. But actually, it was June, which is crazy, right?
Yeah, all farm.
But we're expecting bigger and better things next year. We're actually going to extend it to that side of the field too, and put in pumpkins and watermelons and stuff. You can see the start of our orchard. It's going to line the giant garden there. Those are our little peach trees. So it's a work in progress, but we're excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, you get to actually get some physical exercise as well. So it's not only good for your mind, body, and spirit, but it's just good for you physically as well, right?
Absolutely.
So do we have any potatoes in this?
I'm sure there's some down there
I'm
somewhere.
excited.
Get your hands in the dirt, Angela.
I can get you some worms and beetle bugs. The potatoes are hard to find, but look, we're finding some green beans. We love this garden, and we wish it well. We're here at the Village of Hope, Ange and Rob for the late night feed. And check us out on October the 18th. We're going to be with this lovely lady. Are we going to be drinking some wine?
Absolutely. And good food and good music. So come join us together. I look forward to eating and having a few drinks and putting on our dancing shoes at the Fall Festival at Club Roma.
And come and break a bean.
Cheers.
We're digging for potatoes. We might get lucky, we might not. But I already feel lucky being here.
This is a good one.
Oh, we've got some.
Can I have a look first?
I think so, because you can tell it's still green.
Digging up potatoes. Look how beautiful these look. Oh, that's a big one. That would make really good fries. Yummy.
Hot peppers if you like.
Hot peppers. I'm in love. May I have?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Want to eat one with me?
No way, they're
Okay,
too
here
hot.
we go.
That's hot.
Oh man, that's good.
We'll need some water.
That's hot.
Well, there we are. Another edition of the Late Night Feed wrapped up on our journey to Club Roma. Thanks to Cheryl Keddy from the Village of Hope for joining us. And an amazing place they have here.
It's incredible.
Full of everything you need. If you need, they've got it. They got a garden. They've got it all for you. And they're going to be there for you, with us and you, October 18th, Club Roma, Fall into Harvest. Make sure you join us on the next edition of the Late Night Feed with Ange and Rob, Giant TV. Peace.